Hey, good morning, everybody. Morning, you guys and everybody mixed together, every guys and every gals. This morning, we're going to continue on our quest for self-improvement and do some warm-up stuff. It is, of course, Thursday, and I like doing Throwback Thursday, so I think a lot of the posts that I'll do today on social media will have to do with Throwback Thursday. Fridays, it just depends on the mood. But today we're going to continue on with doing some faces and just enjoying that process. So I'm on the iPhone again today, still trying to figure out exactly what the best option is as far as doing the videos. I really haven't determined that yet. So anyway, that's what we're doing. We're going to do some faces, some sketch faces. Nothing major. Again, just experimentation. I'm probably going to be doing some more animals. If there's any particular animals that you guys want to learn about, then I'd be more than happy to do a few pieces on the channel. I'm trying to grow the channel just a little bit. So you guys have a better grouping of videos that you can watch. Today is, of course, Thursday, which is a teaching day for me over at the college. I enjoy teaching quite a bit. I had quite a few teachers in my early childhood that were difficult in terms of, me as a person who learned a little bit different. So whenever you learn a little bit different, you're grouped in with people that learn maybe a standard way. And I had a hard time. I really did. I had a hard time with the process. I had a hard time, with conventional means of teaching. And I ended up not doing so well, in grade school, just because of that. And I had some teachers that, were hard. And some teachers that, they're just for the status quo. They're just there for the paycheck. And at the end of the day, that's not what the teaching job is about. If you're just there for the paycheck and you're a teacher, then you really probably should find something else to do, because teaching is a committed profession, right? You got to be committed. You should be committed because you're working basically for free sometimes. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Ooh, that ear's wrong. Boom, wrong. Totally wrong. Kind of jumped out at me and slapped me in the face. Wrong. Okay. So we'll do a little erasing. Anyway, teaching to me is an extremely important endeavor, because you're there to shape people, right? You're there to help people in such a way that brings them up, right? That ear's still wrong. So that's basically what I'm doing today. I'm going to teach the college. The hair like this. So I go up here. I get some hair. Kind of curly hair that comes around. Okay. Not bad. Here's the edge. I kind of screwed up that eyeline right there, didn't I? Come around here. So yeah, teaching day. What do I do on teaching day? I am the illustration and photography professor at the local college, Young Harris College, here in the mountains. Young Harris has been around quite a while, since the 1800s. They don't really have a quote-unquote specialty. You know, you have your general studies, and they provide a Bachelor of Arts, not fine arts, but Bachelor of Arts degrees in numerous disciplines, one of which happens to be graphic design. You guys know that I do a lot of graphic design in my professional work. Packaging, marketing, you know, book design, book jackets, book covers, you know, assembly work, you name it. I kind of have morphed myself into somebody that has the capability to do a lot of things pretty well. And that's just because of the way the market had developed over the years and years. Anyway, so Young Harris is a great institution. And I'm enjoying myself. Okay, so we'll do a little Inkadoo on this guy. Actually, no, we're not going to do Inkadoo. We're going to go ahead and go forward and move on to the next one. I'm not really happy with this one. We all have those that are like, yeah, I like that one. That one was fun. No, this one was, I didn't like that one at all. Just because I struggled with it. But I did learn a few things about myself, which is good. Okay. This one's going to be a little bit more fun, I believe. So, if you're interested in being a teacher, here's some advice for you. Okay. I know some people have a lifelong endeavor to become a teacher. I'd always endeavored to be a teacher. But I wanted to get practical understanding of how, you know, the profession that I would be teaching at will work. You know, I wanted to be a professional before I sat down. I remember being at Ringling, and all the teachers there had been professionals before, and I really thought that was cool, you know, being a professional early on in your life, and then, you know, you pay your dues, whatnot, and then you move on to being a teacher to pass on some of that goodness that you got. So that really inspired me to eventually one day become a teacher, and that's kind of where I'm at now. Get some eyebrows up here, simple shapes. Again, we're doing simple shapes, and I like, you know, the people. I like the atmosphere. I like the zeal that a lot of the students have. You know, of course, we've got duds in terms of just there to occupy space. You know, that's normal. Some people are there to learn. Some people are there just because their parents wanted them to go to college and they're paying for it, and they don't really understand the final ramifications of what is happening. You know, all that time wasted. But then you have those that are really into it and just there to learn, and they give it their all, and those are the people that I really want to sew into, right? If I can help those other people that are there just to occupy space and kind of waste time and money, then, you know, if I can help them as well, then I will. But my teachings are primarily for the person that's really interested. And it's not easy sometimes to get past the, you know, that outer facade whenever it comes to people. But I like to inspire and challenge and help. So a lot of times, you know, that honesty of what I'm really trying to do breaks through, and I can reach the people that are just there, you know, without a clue. And if I can inspire them, then that would be killer. Anyway, so this morning, of course, we're doing faces. I don't want to get off on too many tangents. Today we're doing faces. I like doing faces. I am not happy with that. I mean, that just, ugh. Maybe if I bring this around. Yeah, I got this here. I just, not feeling that at all. Ugh. This one's a little bit better. Maybe it's just because I'm tired. You guys get to see the suck as well as the good, right? Have that upper lip that comes around like this. He's like, oh, that's how I feel right now. I don't feel. Had to do an emergency project last night for a client, so I ended up having to stay up late. And of course, staying up late affects the way you wake up. I've already had my coffee this morning, but I told my wife, I said, you ever have some of those days that you just don't want to do anything? I kind of feel that way today. I'd like to just do nothing. The weather's kind of weird up here as well. It's not really rainy, but it kind of looks like rain. Anyway, so I like this one a little bit better. I like the rhythm and flow of this one. So starting out with this circle, building on that circle with this nice bean shape, these sweeping elements that really continue through. So if you look, here's the forehead with the bridge of the nose comes through. And then I've got that nice curve right here. So I just kind of emulated that down at the bottom where the top of the mouth is. And that comes out here, right? You have this opposing line that comes down. So you have this line that goes like this and this line that goes like this. And it creates a dynamic feel of the character, right? Darken this. Comes like that. Like that. Yeah, this one's feeling a little bit better. Get some hairs. Okay, so now we'll do one up here. I don't know what I want to do. You guys wonder what I'm looking at over here. A lot of times I'm looking at different expression sheets, right? I'm looking at, you know, possibly stuff like this that gives me an idea of expression, but the reference is there only as a reference guide. I don't, you know, copy the reference. I literally only use it as a guide to create characters. And that's the thing, I want to be conscious of that. So we'll come over here, up here, and I'll do, right, kind of a stronger character up here. Stronger character being because he's got this big chin, so that kind of reads as, you know, maybe a stronger character, and then smaller head denotes maybe limited intelligence. I don't know. Not trying to stereotype anything, but that's the way character design is sometimes, is you play on those stereotypical things that we all understand as being, you know, stereotypical, right? Large forehead, big chin, that means stronger guy, sometimes less intelligent. And, you know, these particular cues obviously are something we use because they're easy reads whenever it comes to character design. So I've set this form up, right? So I'm going to start plugging in stuff. So I typically start with, you know, I start with a bridge. So I'm going to bring this down because I want his forehead to be a little bit bigger. I'm going to have this forehead come out here, right? It's going to be a strong form line. So I've got my nose. That thing right there comes up. It's going to be a wider nose, right? And I've got this really strong brow line that comes like this. Maybe I'll color this in. And I've got this. Comes around, comes right there. Pencil sharpener. Right. So whenever you do characters, I always want to, you know, be conscious of the whole squash and stretch ideal. You know, if I squash one part, it needs to stretch the other. You know, cartooning And also whenever you're working naturally, you're working naturally. That sounds weird. Whenever you're drawing, you know, from life, always look at how gravity affects things. Man, this is gonna tick me off. This piece actually pissed me off. So I'm not happy with this at all. The further I keep looking at it, it's like, ah! So maybe it's the eyeballs. So I keep trying to fix the eyes because that's where I keep trying to go back to. See, that's what happens. I have it in front of me and it's screwing up my concentration. Right? So let's do this. There we go. Much better. See, this is what happens when you inadvertently start working and doing things. It's a feel. I can look at something and be like, that needs to go up a little bit higher. I'm like, I'm not feeling that. There we go. Much better. I think that feels better. Let's get a more natural feel to it. Cover this in. Okay, so let's get back to this guy. Strong jaw, as I got distracted. Strong jaw, large forehead, you know, smaller eyes, deep set in here. But the squash and stretch situation, right? So if I have this mouth, he's kind of smiling, that's going to bring up his ears. His ears are going to be up a little bit, right? Because whenever we smile, your ears go up slightly. His cheeks are going to be compressed slightly, right? So I need to make sure and have that skin compressed as the squash happens. And then I've got this muscle grip. It's not down like this because his mouth's not relaxed. It's up. So his nose widens, right? Not that much. And then it goes up here, and this goes out further. So here's the crease of his mouth. Again, it goes up, and like that. And whenever you smile, it goes like this, and this area right here, it gets stretched. So you need to remember that. Here. And it's going to be thinner. So then we come down. I'm not going to have his mouth open. I'm just going to have this lip right here. And I don't need to draw that entire lip all the way across. Just an indication of it will do. Like right to here. And I've got this line, right? I've got... Maybe he's got a little mustache. So then this gets stretched. This goes up a little bit higher, right? Just slightly. Maybe I see a little indication of the bottom of it. Okay. And I've got this line coming down from the side of the head down here. I can square this off, but I'm gonna have it down here just a little bit. Maybe it's a crease. And here's that line that comes down. So I'm gonna draw these in. Dark, dark. And again, whenever he smiles, his eyes get a little more narrow. So maybe I'll draw that line here. Kind of like he's smiling. Right? Back in the old days, and I'm sure they still do this over at Disney and the traditional animators, they would have mirrors along the side that would really help them do expressions and stuff. And I'm sure that the 3D animators have that as well. So we're going to have the light source hitting his head right here. So we're going to have a nice shadow come around. We're going to have a shadow here. And then this plane, look, so I have this cylinder as his neck. And then I have this other kind of squash cylinder, but it's more square. So I'm going to have this plane come up. And I'm going to have it come around. So I'm going to have this shadow right here, like right there. I'm going to have it cast down like that. Okay. And that pretty much, I think, I'm going to do a little inking really quick. And this this line, to really convey power, I've got this line continues down. It doesn't break. Very simple shape, right? So we have here, here, this bean shape, as my hand falls asleep. And maybe I've got just a little crease right here. And then his hair comes out. Comes to kind of a point, but not so much a point. Okay, if that makes sense. Again, I look at this and I'm okay with it. It's not my best. You know, I can sit here and play with the hair and fix the eyeballs, maybe. There we go. Some eyelashes. That'll help it. But literally, as I go through, I realize, you know, it's not my fave. We all have those drawings that, you know, help us. This one's turning out a little bit better, I'll admit. So come here, and maybe we have some hoops, right? Hoops and schlutes and glutes, and you work out your flutes. Oh, as my hand falls asleep, I'm pressing too hard. So that's what that is. So the collar comes up, that plane, so then we come here. There's a collar right there, right? So then goes like that. Okay, that's a little bit better. I'm a little more satisfied with that. I'm feeling good about that. Maybe put some shading in here, right? So I think what I'm going to do, excuse me, is I'll go ahead and ink this one really quick. Shouldn't take more than 5 minutes, I hope. Which one did I say? This one? Or this one? This one? This one? This one? Okay. Let's ink this one. That one looks fun. So again, I'm using my Pigma. It's a Sakura brush pen. I like these because it gives me, excuse me, it gives me a lot of freedom and control for different types of line weight, which is really nice. Okay, so we'll come here, got that nice line, the crease that comes here. Same thing over on this side. Okay, and I've got these really defined dark eyebrows that come around. Okay, we have this comes around, right? Okay, and then I've got little baggage happening here, just a little bit of baggage. Okay, then I've got that cheekbone that comes here. I'm sorry, the cheek fat that comes here. And I've got that nice smile comes here. Hey, it's just slightly open. I've got that lip that comes like that. Okay, got these little creases. Okay, hair. Having some fun. Here, I got 1, 2 creases. Comes around. Excuse me. I got that chin right here. Crease. Some little doodads here. Shadow lines, some hatching. He's got a little mustache. kind of coincide there. Okay. All right, I think that's pretty much all we're going to do today. Thank you guys for visiting, liking, and subscribing. I appreciate it, trying to grow the channel, so make sure that you hit that notification bell. Trying to get some videos out to you guys every single day. I am working on a longer illustration. I had one of my users, my subscribers indicate, why are you doing so many warm-up videos? It's just basically because that's what I have time for. There's people in the rung that basically say that, long illustrations are great, but if you would just do your videos, your warm-up videos every day, then, even that's better than nothing. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm doing something instead of nothing. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm putting you guys on a little bit of a time lapse. It's twice as fast as it would be normally. The inking process took me about 7 minutes to do. So instead of just droning on, I put it on time lapse and have you guys just watch the process. I'm doing the editing on my phone, and the phone has a lot of great benefits as far as portability and being able to do things quickly, and the quality of it's really good, but the editing software is complete and utter crap. Using iMovie on here is crap. I used to use it all the time for quick stuff, but now whenever I want to move audio tracks or add some voiceover stuff or whatever it is, I feel like it's fighting me the entire way. Not to mention the iOS device is not very friendly when it comes to transferring files. So that being said, I might just in the future do the videos on the phone, upload them to the computer, and then from there use Premiere or one of those other editing software packages. But you guys just watch. I'm doing really simple I'm doing simple inking of the characters that I did this morning using my Pigma Sakura marker brush pen, which I love. You guys can see over there on the left-hand side some of the other tools that I utilize whenever I do my morning sketches. I'm working on toned paper. A lot of you guys like the toned paper and ask me what sketchbook it is. I think in the last video I showed it's a Strathmore toned paper, and this is the tan variation. There is a gray variation as well. You can pick this sketchbook up probably on Amazon, or if you go to your local art store, they might have it. They might be able to order it. I think I got these from Hobby Lobby. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so I have to travel quite a distance to go to my local art store. We don't really have anything here, so it takes me about an hour and a half to get to what I call Civilization. Hobby Lobby's there, and I typically stock up. A book like this, I think, costs about $12 to $15. But, of course, with the Hobby Lobby coupon, you can get it for half off, so you can basically do really well. Michaels, I believe, has it as well. It's got a great tooth to it. I've used Strathmore papers all the way back to college. I like the tonal quality that they have. You can really push your lights and darks, and then the paper acts as a mid-value that you can put your local color on and push and pull the lights and darks, the values in there. So I had poo-pooed this particular sketch early on, but whenever I inked it, I started really liking it. I like this one. Isn't that funny how sometimes whenever we're doing something and it just doesn't feel right, and then you kind of change your perspective? I did those other little sketches, and then whenever I came back to this one, I think this was probably my favorite out of all of them. That's kind of funny. It's the first one I did. I didn't like the eyes, so I changed them, and now that I've gotten into it a little bit, I really enjoyed it. So, this is just the morning warm-up. It's nothing big. Took me about, 25 to 30 minutes total time, including the inking process for all three heads. I encourage you to experiment with different tools and come out on the other side with a little more knowledge. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. Like and subscribe, of course, and we'll see you real soon. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.